Anime, where we air new episodes every other week. Kaiseki covers currently airing anime, older series and recently, and other relevant topics for the season. I'm your host Marina of the blog Anime BNB, and with me is my co-host Draggle of the cleverly titled Draggle's Anime Blog.
This week, we discuss Girls Band Cry, Jellyfish Can't Swim in the Night, and Sound Euphonium 3. So our theme this week is music.
Yes.
And you normally love music shows because you do music yourself.
That's right, but isn't the same to be said about you?
Really? Do I?
Well, I thought you liked music shows, like at least Euphonium, and you did play music, didn't you?
That's true, yeah. But often like these idol shows, I am not a big fan of idols.
Yeah, well, the good thing is we don't really have idols here. We have former idols, but not like, the typical idol show that is so popular in anime.
Yeah, that's true, actually. And I think that's part of what makes these shows so good. But the main thing is the drama and the tears.
Right. I would agree that on all of these, that music is like the setting, but it's really all about the characters, right? Their interactions with each other, their backstories, and the drama.
Yes, they're delicious, delicious suffering.
Of course you'd say that. So why don't we go ahead and start with Girls Band Cry?
Yeah, like the title says, this is all about girls in a band who cry. And you probably like the band part best. I like the crying part best. But there's something for everyone. Oh,
yeah,
you like the crying best too?
There isn't actually that much crying yet, Drago. Like,
there's been so much crying.
No, there's more like yelling and being mad at each other. Not so much like, my heart is broken, I'm tearing into pieces, crying. Like, they reference things that happened in their past. They have a little bit of crying, like, when they, like, make up. But a lot of it is just, like, angst and anger.
Yeah, well, they yell at each other, and then they go home and cry.
Well, this show is actually the next couple of shows, surprisingly. This is an anime original, so we don't really have any material to go back on, if you wanted to like cheat a little bit, or, how you are with you having history with a lot of manga before it becomes an anime, which can't be said here. And it's also very, very difficult to watch. You don't really have a way to watch this legally by English anywhere. You have a lot of fan subs, but this is like available if you can understand Japanese. I think there's a couple of other languages available, but it can be watched on YouTube. But this is going to be a single core 13-episode TV series.
And I think you mentioned it's CG. And normally you hate CG, going back to the days of the Golden Kamui Bear.
Yes, that's right. Even longer than that, Draggle. Like, let's go back to, what's the Guts, right? Like, what's that, the show?
Berserk? Oh
my God. That CG monstrosity. Like, I love that story, but then they made it like a horror just to look at. I can't even. Anyways, but you know how it is with our season previews. We make ourselves watch an episode of everything. Doing that with this one, like, there is no way that the CG was going to stop me from liking this show because I thought the writing was really strong. The first episode was very compelling. I love the characters, and the CG actually looks good here.
Yeah, I thought so too. I think they've especially improved on the facial expressions.
Oh, yeah. Like, this is not at all difficult to watch.
There was like the one scene where they're all in the car and they're playing this game where they're like, I bet I can't think of something you all agree with.
Yeah.
And Nina's like, I don't have any friends. And they all like put their hands up. But
oh no.
Like the pianist girl is like has her derpy face with the big smile, and Nina is just like, "Ha, I got you guys."
I also like the one where what's her name? Momoka is like, "Oh, who thinks that she's a better driver?" And Momoka's face for many of those prompts looked really like sour, right? Very upset.
Yeah, they're really good with the faces.
They are. Like, not just like their regular faces, like the goofy faces, right? And like the angry faces, the pouting faces. Like, they're very expression.
Yeah, very emotional.
Expressive.
It has a lot of motion as well. Like, it feels more active than a lot of other anime.
I think it has a lot to do with like their personalities, right? Like, they're very go and get 'em kind of girls for the most part.
Yeah, exactly. And the animation matches their personality. Like them giving people the finger is very fluid.
Like all of them do this now. It's spread from like Momoko to Nina, and now Nina to the keyboardist does it too. She'll do like one, right? She'll just like lift one finger when she's car sick or something.
Yeah.
But like Nina does it with force.
Yeah, sometimes Nina does like the pinky finger there.
Yeah, that's what she does most of the time now. Like I don't
Yeah.
remember her doing the middle finger since like the first episode.
Yeah, once she learned the truth.
It's not just hello.
Yeah. So who is your favorite character?
Oh boy. Honestly, Nina is hilarious just because she's just a roller coaster. She's just like so volatile. She's like that epitome of youth, right? Like this is really a good coming of age story for her because like she had to leave her hometown, right? Because she was like a victim of bullying, I think, right?
Yep.
And then it's just like a very difficult place for her to stay, and they wanted her to apologize when we don't know the true details of this yet. I'm assuming we're gonna find out later.
Yeah.
But she ends up like leaving to the city, and she's just gonna like test out of high school and go into college. That was the original plan. So she seemed like level-headed, right? She seems like she was like she's been from a bullying background, but now she's like determined on her path. But then her coming into her own, right? When she meets Momoko, she becomes a fan of Momoko's former band, which is successful, Diamond Dust. And she like really gets that rock spirit, right? And she's all about sticking it to the man now and being a brat and always like really being hard-headed. It's great. And I also like Rupa. Rupa is a sweetheart, but like to me, she's not a bland sweetheart. Like she's actually quite funny and a little bit like the mother of the group.
Yeah.
What about you? Who is your favorite?
I like Nina for similar reasons, but leaning more on she's kind of an asshole. And
she is, yes.
I like that, yeah.
Oh, I forgot I like Subaru, but yeah, go ahead.
Oh yeah, Subaru is very funny. She just like goes with the flow so much.
Oh yeah, she's so easygoing.
And I really like the new keyboardist as well.
Oh, you would. She's a cat, man. She's a cat in human form.
Yep. But I think part of what makes this show so good is it's all the characters are very flawed.
Right. I disagree with you. I don't think they're very flat.
What? You don't?
No.
No, not flat. Flawed.
Flawed. Okay, I heard flat, and I was like,
No. They're not flat at all. They're flawed.
Okay, so we do agree. We agree. Yes, they are flawed. They are definitely like
very flawed.
Perfect, right? They have issues. They all do.
It's not even not perfect. They're like quite far from perfect.
Well, Rupa, I think, is like the closest to it, but she obviously has her own demons.
I think we just haven't learned much about her yet.
We've already seen like prejudice that's been.
Oh, that's true.
Her,
that's
right?
true. They all agree. I didn't even realize she was supposed to not be Japanese until that one scene.
I think you can pick it up in the accent that the voice actress is trying to use for the character. I don't know who the voice actress is, but there's like a lilt to her voice that's off a little bit.
Yeah,
that like marks her as like not a native speaker. And then they've also mentioned something about her like losing her family. So I don't know what that means.
I do think I remember that.
Yeah. So still to be found, that information. But yeah, they're all flawed.
Yeah, the keyboardist is a cat, like you said.
She gets scratched in the face.
The drummer is a dumbass.
She's two-faced, right? She's got like her little perfect princess face, and then she got her other like bratty meddlesome face.
Yeah, and then we already talked about Nina.
Yes. What about Momoko? She's supposed to be their leader, right? Supposed to be.
Right.
But I feel like she just can't make up her mind. And like Nina said, she is afraid.
Yeah.
She's practical, though. Like, it's a fear born from experience.
Yeah. She has a bit too much experience.
This entire show, like the meeting of all these characters, them coming together, like it's just been a fun ride. But I do actually like their music. They do feature their music quite frequently.
Yeah, the music is not complete garbage.
No.
Which is surprising for anime.
And honestly, I agree with Nina. I actually do like the style of the older Diamond Dust, which is, I think, what they are currently sort of going towards or leaning towards more. Like more of like a punk, more of like an angry rock kind of thing, versus what Diamond Dust has become without Momoko, which is more of an idol group, right?
Yeah. I like the opening song where she screams really fast.
Yeah, I do too. It does make me wonder though, like what band name they're going to choose because they've like changed it a couple of times just out of necessity. But I don't think those are going to be the real names. What do you think?
It's probably going to be Girls Band Cry.
I was wondering if that's actually the name, but like I don't know.
Or maybe it's just Cry.
Oh, maybe. Oh, but that's so simple. I don't know how I feel about that. Yeah, this is a great show, and I think it's really weird that no one has taken it on. Like, why is this not on Netflix? Why is this not on like Crunchyroll or High Dive? Who decided not to pick this show up?
I assume it's some like money thing, but don't know
what. I would have thought though that with like who the director is, who did like Love Live Sunshine and all those spin-offs, like that this would be successful, that you should pick this up, and yet no one did.
Well, didn't no one pick up Mygo as well?
Well, I still haven't seen that, so if you think it's appalling, I agree with you. It should have been picked up. And is there a way to watch it now, or is it still unavailable?
I don't know. But that's probably the show I would say is most similar to Girls Band Cry.
Well, if you're sleeping on this, don't get on it. And hopefully it will be easier to get a hold of sooner rather than later.
Yeah. Should we move on to Jellyfish Can't Swim in the Night?
Yeah.
So this is not about a band. This is about the artist group or something. Is that what they call it?
Yeah, I don't know what to call them. If it's more of like they call themselves Jelly, right? And they're behind like this mascot character that's drawn by the artist girl, but is sung by a former idol, and then sort of supported by this like group of, when I say artists, I don't mean like they're all drawers, but like they all have their specialties. You have the person who does like the graphics and the the special effects. You have the person who funds everything. You have the artist, and then you have the singer. So yeah, I'm not quite sure. A personality?
I thought the person who funded everything also had an actual skill.
I don't know what she does.
Did I make that up?
I don't remember. I'm going to be honest with you, Draggle. I actually sometimes confuse the cast members of Jellyfish with the cast members of Girls Band Cry. Even though the shows are fairly different, I feel like there's a little bit of overlap.
Yeah, they both have like the less experienced girl meets up with her senpai and
right, with the like former
and the senpais
singer,
are both
like,
blonde. Yeah. Yeah,
So,
I know what you mean.
like when I first glanced at this, I like started to write the notes in the wrong place. I was like, wait, that's not this show. This is this other show. But I mean, and also Jellyfish Can't Swim in the Night is an anime original, right? So like again, we don't really have any material to fall back on. This one though is available to watch easily on High Dive, single season, 12 episodes, and is not your traditional bands. And like you said, I don't know what to call them.
Yeah, I don't fully like understand how their jelly works, right? Because they seem to always have concerts, but only one of them like actually sings.
Yeah, the others look like they stand on the stage, right?
Yes, the artist stood there and she played the triangle like once at the end.
Yeah.
So I don't entirely understand it, but whatever. That's not the point.
Well, they're behind the name Jelly, and if you actually look at the staff credits, it shows the original creator. Sorry, the original creator also named Jelly. So really? Maybe this is like from real. Someone who has experience and knowledge about this can tell me if this is like a true story brought to life, for us. Maybe.
I doubt it, but you never know.
We even have like the graphic designer and effects person. She's actually a VTuber. And without the music aspect, this Jelly persona kind of makes me think of that for like the closest comparison.
Oh, a VTuber?
Yeah, kind of, because like she has a voice, she has a design, she puts on performances.
Oh, so the Jellyfish puts on performances?
Well, not really, but like her character is like on the screen.
Right.
Right? Because they've done an online concert before. They do all their advertising through this character. That is the face of Jelly.
I see.
So that's why that makes me think of like more of the VTuber, but with a musical angle.
Yeah, that makes sense. And they do have a VTuber.
Yeah.
The show, I quite like it, but I wish it would be a bit more dramatic and crying, like Girls Band Cry.
Well, we're there. Are you caught up?
Yeah, but for most of it, right? Like they had some sad drama in their past, but now they're building this group and they're recovering from their traumas. Mm-hmm. But I did quite enjoy the ending of the last episode. Which,
Okay, I was going to be like, you're complaining and you're saying it's getting too smooth and too easy, but I think we're getting to the actual drama of the show because we're starting to clash with Nonaka's past.
Yes. So I am here for that.
What do you think about that, by the way?
Some delicious tears at the end of the last episode when she said you're a jellyfish who can't swim.
Yeah, that was pretty, I guess, harsh. It's an
Pretty
interesting
low.
insult because I'm like, that doesn't sound that bad. Like, okay, she's a jellyfish who can't swim. I feel like you were just really forcing that.
In context, no, it's pretty mean because she's like, you need me. Like you can't do things on your own, right?
Like you just sort of go with the flow. Is that what it like means? Like you just
No, it means like she needs Mahiro, the artist. She needs Kano, the singer. And now that she's going off on her own and doing things, Kano feels like betrayed that she's not dependent on her.
So what do you think Mahiro should have done? Or do you have an opinion on that at all?
Mahiro didn't do anything wrong. I think Kano should grow up and come to accept that her friend is also can be successful on her own and be less dependent on her.
Do you not think that there's an issue with her having agreed already to Kano to produce this work to be done by the end of the year? That was the original plan that they had agreed upon. And now taking the second job offer from Kano's mother with a successful band that could propel her even higher, but that work will now dislodge her a previously agreed upon schedule worked.
I mean, a little bit, yeah. I can see where they're both coming from.
Yeah.
But I don't think that's actually what
she's upset
Kano
about.
is upset about. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I agree with you. I have mixed feelings about it, right? Like, I think it's good that Mahiro is getting this opportunity from like a like professional, individual like point of view, right? Like she needs this opportunity. It's a pretty big one. It'd be foolish of her not to take it. But then you have like your personal feelings tied up into this, right? Like your loyalties.
Yeah.
You know that there's this painful relationship between Kano and her mother.
Yeah.
You have your agreement that you said you would do one job before the other, which is now changing. So like she's going to have a problem either way, right? Whichever way she chooses, there'll be issues.
Right. Yep.
I just hope that this isn't going to bite Mahiro in the butt because like I want her to be successful like professionally. And I'm just hoping that Kano's mom isn't like as bad as Kano makes her seem. Actually, I'm not sure.
She didn't even seem that bad in the flashback.
She doesn't. That's what I'm not saying. I guess I'm just scared that there is like a hidden face to her mom that we haven't seen. I just think it's interesting that she like let her daughter go and didn't like find out further. Or maybe she did and she didn't care. We don't know.
Yeah. I mean, when you like publicly slap somebody though, it's
yeah, but that's your daughter, and you would like think that you know your daughter, and you would like, why did you slap her, right? Find out.
Yeah, I don't know. I assume she found out, and it just didn't show that. But
yeah, there's a lot of unknowns with that entire situation. So I just hope it doesn't bite Mahiro in the butt, like I said.
Yeah, well, I think Kano already felt quite bad about it as soon as she said it. So
we saw that, like your tears that you wanted. At the end there.
I'm sure that they'll manage to make up somehow.
Of course. So, like, this isn't the type of show to actually have them fall apart and none of this have a happy ending, right? We're going to have our happy ending.
Yeah, exactly. But I'm enjoying this new drama.
Yeah. And unlike Girls Band Cry, this one is mostly 2D, right? And looks fantastic. Beautiful colors, beautiful designs. I enjoy watching this just as much as I enjoy watching Girls Band Cry. And I also really enjoy the endings, which quite a few of the endings of this show have unique animations and music.
I haven't even noticed. I may be guilty of skipping the endings many times.
I mean, that makes sense if it's one of those ones where it's like the same one over and over again. But when they continue showing new material and the song is different and then there's even more scenes at the very end, why would you skip that?
It's a good question because I didn't even notice.
Okay, I'm telling you now. Don't do that.
Okay. Since this is quite similar to Girls Band Cry, which one do you like better?
I like Girls Band Cry a lot. So that one I like better.
Okay. Yeah, me too.
I just have more fun. I like laugh really loud. The girls are more fun.
Jellyfish is really good too.
It is.
Girls Band Cry is even better.
Exactly. Like they're both really good, but I really like Girls Band Cry.
This is such a good season for anime girls and bands.
Exactly. So that takes us to our third one, which is Sound Euphonium 3.
Yeah,
the third installment in the series.
Different type of band. So I looked this up, and I'm pretty sure Sound Euphonium, the first season, was like 10 years ago or something.
Oh my god, it was like 9 years ago. 2015.
Okay, 9 years ago. Not quite 10 years ago.
Okay, well, I said in the series, right? A franchise. So not only do we have, this is the third season, but there were spin-offs, weren't there? Like there was a movie.
Yeah, the movie
was two
really
movies?
good.
I don't even know.
There were 2 movies? Oh, I only watched Liz and the Blue Bird.
Well, that's totally unrelated, isn't it? Or is it related?
It's like about some other characters in their band, I thought.
Okay, I haven't seen it. I thought it was like it's from the same writer. It's the same novelist. But I had no idea that there was a connection between the two.
Yeah, it's like some different characters in the band.
Oh, okay, cool.
It's really good.
There's 3 series. There's Bluebird. There's shorts of Sound Euphonium for both the first and the second season. And then there's an OVA as well. So there's a lot.
Yeah, it's hard to believe it was 9 years ago. But I kind of, it's been a while since the second season too. And I honestly kind of lost track of things.
Well, you know what happened, right, with KyoAni?
Oh, yes, I do.
So we should be rejoicing that we're getting this now because, like, they lost staff members, you know, who worked on these things and had to, like, recover from that. And
I wasn't
just really
trying
happy
to
to see
complain.
them.
I was just saying that I'm confused of, like, it started with her as the president, and I had totally forgot she became president. But I assume that must have been, like, a big part of the second season.
I don't even remember, Draggle.
Okay, so it's not just me.
No. Like, if it must have been at the end of the second season, you know, with the one girl graduating, my favorite, graduating, and then, you know, her moving up. And Kumiko is president. I believe Shuichi, the guy who likes her, the trombonist, is vice president. And Reina is the drum major, surprisingly.
Oh, yeah, that, we should talk, that was like the
We'll get to that. We'll get to that. So this third season is only supposed to be 13 episodes. I don't know if it'll like truly finish or if they'll do like a break and then like a part 2, you know how that's been a trend. I assume it's just going to be 13 episodes and that's it.
Okay, yes.
And so we are back with them as being third years? I'm assuming they're third years.
Yeah, they're third years.
And they are back on track. They are serious once again. They had their vote. Everyone agreed. They're going to go for nationals. They're going to win nationals.
There's such a far way to run a club.
Yes and no, Draggle. This is something they agreed on. So who are you to say that their goals are wrong?
I'm going to say that their goals are wrong because it doesn't agree with what I agree. But that's okay.
That's horrible for you to say that.
Why?
Because everyone has like their own priorities, right? Just because their priorities are different from yours doesn't mean they're wrong or bad.
Sure. But I don't think it's like very effective, and that's why they're all fighting now.
I disagree with you. Wow, we're gonna be like totally opposites on this.
Okay, you're on Reina's side?
I don't like the way that we already talked about this with the like talk about the first episode, right? Or when we did like our season preview. But I don't like the way she handled it. But I agree with them like going for nationals because this is what they voted on. This is their passion. They're music majors, like that's their focus. So they want to win, and I don't think there's anything wrong with that. And I would be totally on their like track to do this if I went to that school.
They're music majors,
or it's like a music popular school. That's why you choose that school. Even if it's not like a college.
Oh, I didn't know that. I thought they were just like in the music club after school.
They are, but like there's a reason why you choose certain schools, right? Why you test into specific schools. And when you find out that a specific school is famous for their music program and you are serious about music, you choose that school.
Oh, okay. Well, maybe I'm changing my opinion now. I hadn't realized this.
I mean, that's also why there's that controversy with that new Euphonium player, right? They keep bringing up the fact that she comes from this other school, the Sarah school, which is also very well known for their music.
Okay. Interesting. I had forgotten this.
Yeah, I mean, they're not like music majors in the traditional sense of like, oh, this is a music school and they're in college. No, they're in high school. But like Kitauji is established as their own like very strong music like club, like you said. And then they also have like this pretty notable band director who like people know who he is. And so if you want to be a musician, you want to go into music college, yeah, you'd probably choose this school or the other Sarah schools or any other one that's strong in music.
Okay. Well, that makes more sense now. Now I can kind of understand more where they're coming from.
Yeah, and I mean, like they said, like if you weren't with the program on this, then don't be in the club. You can always get out of the club.
I feel like some people did that, and then they like guilted them into staying.
Yeah, there is a little bit of that controversy, right? Where they were like, oh, this is a little too hard for me. This is too serious for me. Can I really do this?
The part I still can't wrap my head around, which also is specific to this season, is how they like first start playing the instrument, some of them, that year. And then they go to nationals.
Yeah, I mean, no, I don't think they'll all go to nationals. I think, remember, because they're going to have to do auditions.
Great.
For every one of them, they have to do auditions. So maybe you started that year and you like do the school stuff, but that doesn't mean you're going to get to perform for their competitions and such.
Yeah, it's still crazy how they like start their instrument in high school and then they get good at it.
Yeah, it kind of boggles my mind. I mean, you know how much practice sometimes it takes, right? And so
I played trombone, and I started in 6th grade.
Yeah.
And then I also did the marching band in high school, like them. And we did the competitions too. We did not make it to nationals, but we made
you
it
put in the hours.
We made it to state, yeah. Which honestly, our state was maybe more competitive than their nationals, but
that's, I guess, something that you'd have to look into. I think they're pretty fucking serious in Japan about their music in high school.
I mean, we were pretty fucking serious in Texas, too.
I think it's also slightly different. I don't know, because you guys have like a marching band culture, which they don't really have the marching band culture in Japan that we do in America.
Yeah, exactly. So I think it's probably less popular. Less popular activity. And they've all been playing not as long as us, so...
And I would say that they tend to do more like stage performances versus like the being outside marching around kind of performance.
Yeah.
I mean, I've listened to high school bands or whatever in Japan, and they're very, very good. So I don't know. I feel like they also have a dedication to quality and perfection in a way that maybe we're more slack on here in our high schools, depending on what school again you're in. And again, that's all based on individual, but
yeah, my American band would not have put up with Reina as drum major.
No,
no, absolutely not.
Yeah, I think she's a little bit too much of a hard ass. That's kind of like maybe a drum major I would expect in college, perhaps, with like actual music majors, but not high school and not in that way.
I mean, like you can be serious about music without like
being an asshole.
Yeah, exactly.
Like calling them out in front of everyone while they're all standing there.
Yeah, without public humiliation rituals.
Yeah, you don't need to do that, Reina. Yeah.
Yeah.
But we're back on the Reina and Kumiko love though, right? Like I'm not caught up.
Oh, you're not caught up.
All I saw was the festival episode, right? They all went to the fest and she goes to Reina's house. But I was like, oh, they're lovey-dovey again.
Okay, well, I'll slightly spoil it and say they are not lovey-dovey at the moment.
Oh, no. Okay, so here are my suspicions, Dragon. You can, confirm or deny. I don't care. I'm okay with that. I feel like the new euphonium player, Mayu, is going to, somehow insert herself between them. And she's going to create issues.
A little bit, but not entirely.
Okay, so the split is something separate from Mayu?
It's related to that, but
I'm so curious.
It's definitely not Mayu's fault.
Does it have to do with the auditions and that solo, the trumpet and UFO solo?
A little bit.
Ah!
But more about what happens afterwards from that.
Oh, really?
Well, it's the usual thing with Reina, Taki sensei.
Oh, fuck. God Damn, Taki Sensei is an adult. Reina, you are in high school. You need to step off and stop like trying to create a big issue, like a big problem here where he's going to get fired.
Yeah, the last episode, well, I already told you, but Kumiko insinuates that maybe Taki Sensei made a wrong decision.
And then Reina's like, you...
Exactly. And then then they're not on speaking terms after that.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, when they were having like their little like on the episode I just watched where they're coming together and being so sweet and how they'll always be together, and Reina really wants Kumiko to go to music college, right? So they can be together and play music. I'm just like, what about Taki Sensei? Are you going to love Kumiko when Taki Sensei comes into the picture? I don't think so. It's good to know. My suspicions are on point. I was wondering if there was going to be like a thing actually between Mayu, the Euphonium player, with Kumiko, because like there seems to be a little bit of an attraction there.
A little bit, yeah.
From Mayu, I mean. I don't think Kumiko reciprocates it.
Maybe. I'm not sure. I mean,
Okay.
I feel like they like each other, but I don't know if they're like each other like Reina and Kumiko.
No, I said like that's a little more that's definitely more mutual. I just got the sense that Mayu likes Kumiko. But then I also have a fear that Mayu is also going to end up taking that Euphonium solo away from Kumiko.
I think the funniest would be if Mayu took Taki Sensei.
Oh my god. Let's go, Mayu. Take him away. The girl who never changes her school uniform even though she's been at this school for how long?
Yeah, why hasn't she?
I don't know. I really don't understand this. Like, is there some special rule in Japanese schools? I don't get it.
Well, I won't complain because it makes it easy to identify her.
It does.
Which I need help with.
Quite a few girls who have like that similar kind of look, I think. So with her uniform, we can easily spot her.
Yeah. I'm kind of sad we haven't got much of Tuba-chan.
Tuba girl. When I wrote her name down, I realized that we basically have had nothing about her.
Yeah, I know. I miss Tuba girl.
We had a little bit of the contrabasis, the Sapphire-chan, right? With like the young boy who worships her. But not much, really.
Yeah, it's all about the president and the drum major.
Delicious drama. Looking forward to what's going to happen that I haven't seen that you've hinted at.
Yes. More.
What a great season.
Yeah, I know. These were like 3 of my favorites this season as well, and they're all kind of similar, but very different, which is weird.
Yeah. It's been fun comparing them. But like, well, not really comparing them, I guess comparing my feelings on them.
Right. Yeah, they're all very different, even though they're all about girls in bands.
I can't wait to see what we'll say at the end of the season.
Yeah, and you need to watch Mygo.
Eventually. Tune in again to Kaiseki Anime Podcast 2 weeks from now. Please feel free to send us questions or comments on X, formerly Twitter, with hashtag Kaiseki Anime Podcast, or on our individual accounts at Drago_Kun and at MarinaBNB.
Listen to and review us on Spotify and Apple Podcasts so we can continue to grow and improve. Thanks for listening. See you next time.